All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. The Bronx Now, did you hear about it? The Bronx Now on Bronxnet takes a first-hand look at business, culture, education, and more. Joining us with all the details and a preview, we have the host of the whole thing, Joe Kelleher. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be on this end.
Yeah. So you like in studio and out studio, just like me. I like to be in the studio, but I like to be out in the community also.
Yes. I think, well, the show is based on, we do open it in the studio. We talk a little bit about what the segment's going to be about. But then primarily we go out into the field. And we're looking to interview the subject matter on whatever the episode might be.
Yeah.
We had our first episode was about the merchants in Westchester Square. Our second episode was focusing on healthcare and all things healthcare in the Bronx. Yeah. And we just finished up I think it's going to be airing this week, the borough of universities, because the Bronx has more universities than any other borough in the city of New York. So we went out and visited all of these schools. Yeah.
Joe, how do you come up with these topics?
Well, you know, we brainstorm. You know, I have a lot of ideas of things that we need to do in the Bronx, and what I'm thinking about is, what is it that we want to do with the show? We want to showcase, we want to highlight what businesses are doing and institutions are doing in the Bronx to help the community and let people know a little bit about them. People didn't know, you know, like for instance, you have 13 colleges. What do these colleges do? What does each one specialize in? Each one has its own little niche. So we want to get that message out so people can hear that and say, wow, you know, I didn't know that I can go to Bronx Community College and become a little technician. Yeah. Those are the things we want to do.
So there's a lot of things. So you're just basically wanting to create the awareness that these things are in the community for you to get involved in.
Exactly. And also tying, you know, there's a lot of history in the Bronx. So look at Westchester Square. I learned by doing the segment that in 1776, when Washington was fighting the English at Westchester Square, Congress was voting on the Declaration of Independence. Wow. Sending dispatches from Westchester Square, of all places.
Wow.
So that's where you have the Huntington Library. It's very rich in culture and history. And then you go and you talk to the merchants who were there for 30 years servicing this community, and you realize the excitement that they have being in the Bronx right now. First of all, being in business for 30 years and surviving, you know, all of the twists and turns in the economy. And then today, with what's happening in the Bronx, the economic development that's occurring, and they're all prospering. You have a business improvement district, which I think you're going to be airing on this show shortly.
Yes.
They're doing great things over there. So the merchants are alive. They're looking forward to, you know, new residential communities are going to be built here. They're looking forward to the new train stations that are coming, because this means more business for the businesses in the Bronx. And we want people to know about those businesses. The guy who's been making pizza for 30 years, Metro Optics, where everybody goes and gets their eyeglasses, and on and on. So it's a wonderful show. It's very informative, and it lets you know about what's happening in your community.
Yeah. And it keeps you informed too. This is very educational for you.
It is, and it's
learning
exciting.
about what took place in 1776.
Yeah, I didn't know, and so you know, again, the Bronx is very, very rich in culture. And you learn that in every segment that I do, I find another little pearl of wisdom that's being shared with the community and myself. And I'm very proud of it. I mean, the Bronx is a wonderful place. And we need to continue to tell the story about the businesses and the institutions that are here servicing our community.
What are you covering next?
Well, I am doing the Borough of Universities right now. So that should be airing shortly. As I mentioned earlier, you have 13 schools in the Bronx, which is out of the 5 boroughs, we have more universities than any other borough in the city of New York. And it's very diverse. And each university has its own little niche. And I kind of focused on that and went in and met the president and the administrators, the faculty and the students, and we explored that, and we realized how many opportunities there are right here in this borough for higher education. It's just amazing what's happening, and we need to do this today. Education is so important. It's so attainable, and you hear the excitement of the students and what they're doing with their lives, and you hear the administrators at the colleges and how excited they are to be able to share this with their students.
I don't know if any other person who's covering it like that, and we got to tune in and check it out. When is it on again?
Well, it does air. The schedule will be out shortly. Borough universities will be kicking off, I believe, this week. But if you go to Bronx Now, Joe Kelleher, you can watch all of the segments that we've already done about healthcare, and the Merchants Association, including the history of Westchester Square.
Hey, I'm going to go take it out. I'm going to take a look at that. Is there a website we can go to also?
Well, if you go to Bronxnet,
It's on bronxnet.com.
It's all on there. Yes.
You know, I'm going to take a good look at it.
Yeah, you should.
I might follow you around and check some of the things out.
I would love that. Yeah, maybe we can go out together and
do
some
we can do
interviews.
that.
That would be fun.
Okay. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's always wonderful to be here, to see you again, and to see the wonderful things that Bronxnet's doing in our community, educating all of the students that are here behind the scenes, sharing that with the community. This is the work that needs to be done in this borough.
And the work that needs to be told. You know, we need to continue to create the awareness that we do have something like this, which is a wonderful opportunity for our youth.
Yes, and right here we are at Mercy College at the Hutch Metro Center, a wonderful facility. People don't probably know that it's here, but it is here, and it's here to support the community, educate these students, and share information with the community so they could be more aware of what's going on in this great borough.
And we'll continue to tell them.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe, for
so much for having me.
Joe Kelleher, President and COO of Hutch Management and host of Bronxnet's Now, Bronx Now, Chairman of Bronx Chamber of Commerce, too.
Yes,
Got
sir.
some titles there. Got
I
some
do.
hats.
A few hats.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Very
Always
much.
a pleasure to see you.